Alright, welcome to the show, guys. Welcome to the show. Let me plug this in. How is everybody today? Markets are obviously looking a little bit shitty as usual. Looks like it wants to go up, it doesn't. But I wanted to say a big thank you as an opening to everybody. How you guys have taken this channel to 1,841 people. I couldn't have got here without you guys. So big thank you to you all. Now let's move into some of the content. Yesterday we were down here. Let's refresh and see what's going on where the market is, so we can see a little bit of bearish action here, 24, which is okay, absolutely fine, right? So we're going to look at all of this data. Let me also get my cursor so I can see what's going on. Right, so we've got the cursor here. You can see exactly what's going on. Obviously it's a little bit down. It's okay, I'm not too fussed about it, because remember the warnings that we have been flashing for the past few days, it's just coming true. Yes, the market's at a yo-yo mode. We've talked about the yo-yo like weeks ago, since like November or something like this, right? We've been talking about this. Also, let me refresh this, see what's going on here. So you can see some of these are bearish obviously, but BTC looks positive. Of course, I'm going to keep a close eye on this, and we're all going to do this once we're on the charts today. We want to see exactly what's going on. So this was from yesterday. Let's have a refresh and see what's going on. Yeah, it's still the same story, nothing too fascinating here. So we can see Ethereum's leaving, BTC's incoming to the exchanges. So something big is about to happen, some sort of a shitstorm basically. So we just got to be really cautious what's going on. So let me see the chat, guys, what's going on. If you're new to the channel, smash those like button, hit that subscribe. Let's grow this community. Join the Discord community as well. That's a different story. You know, we've got Discord there where you can actually come and communicate. Some of the members, of course, most of the guys there are not as active. They do become active whenever I'm on, but sadly I can't be there all the time, so it is kind of messy for me. But I see Bo's here. Yo, awesome, my brother. Nice to see you. So we can see this reflection of the coins coming into the exchange. You can see that, yes, price is dipping, BTC is coming into the exchange. So this is indicating to us that, yes, something big is about to happen. What? We don't know. Ethereum still leaving. Remember the confusion about Ethereum. So that's a different story. I'm not going to bother talking about that. Let's have a look at futures. Open interest has been coming down, which is okay. I'm not complaining. It has been coming down. In fact, someone just put a metric out the other day. Apparently it was the low after so many years. But leverage, come on, guys. These guys just don't learn. I mean, this is disgusting. Come on. As soon as BTC does something, these guys, whoever they are, right, the bunch of fools that they are, they just come in and play into that. They are not helping with the liquidations. When they open a leverage trade, when they win a leverage trade, it does not impact the market. Think about it, it doesn't impact the market. But when they lose and they create a price cascading, like a price avalanche, right, when it starts cascading down, it shows up on chain. So you can be the biggest bull on the planet, your leverage trade doesn't even show up. Instead of losing money, if you actually went to the exchange and started buying some coins like we do, buying the dips, it would have made a whole load of difference there. Let's look at how many of these people got wrecked. It's sad, but that's the reality, right? This is in the last 4 hours. We're looking at this data. Let's have a look at last 24 hours. So 2.61 million, 89,000. Again, another 89,000 got wrecked. Another 89,000 over the past, look, 24 hours. Who are getting wrecked? Only bulls. They still won't learn. I just, disgusting. Let's look at this data here. It was at 13 something. Look, it pumped over to 18 again. So now the market is coming full force bearish. You know, and I've been kind of bearish for some time, because, you know, when I look at the volume, when I look at what's going on in the market, even today, market looks quite good for BTC. But if you just observe on a $900 billion market cap, and remember we were at over $1 trillion, we're doing $30 billion volume with buys and sells. It's disgusting. You know, compared to this, Ethereum's doing a lot better. Think about it. Compared to this 900 billion and this half this supply, this one's doing a lot better in my opinion. So, you know, you just got to look at the metrics and see exactly what's going on. This volume has just been pathetic. We've seen more volume in some altcoins, you know, respectively against their market share. But I mean, look at this one. This is brilliant. XRP, right? $38 billion. And you've got $3 billion. That's like 10%, right? Or less, or close enough. But the point is that's good volume. And what have we got here? 1.5%, 2%, 3%. It just doesn't make any sense. So yeah, very disgusting. We are going to talk about some of your coins or anything, guys. I see Kaya here, I see Costan here. Awesome. Nice to see you all, my brothers. Let's see what's going on. So obviously we've been talking about something for the past few days, and I have been telling you guys that, guys, look, it doesn't matter how bullish you are. It doesn't matter what other people say. It doesn't matter if people turn around and tell you, oh look guys, everything's looking bullish, we're coming back up again. It doesn't matter. None of this matters, especially when you're starting to look at things on, say, for example, this hourly, or yeah, this is an hourly, because that's what a lot of people show you. Look guys, we're looking positive on the hourly. No, we're not. Okay, we're not. Please. Right, we're not positive. Okay, just by using some hourly candles or 15-minute candles, stop showing those. 4 hourly, look guys, we're bullish again. Look, we're moving up again. Look, stochastic RSI, everything looks super bullish. No, we're not bullish currently. So as we progress, and we've been coming down in these particular time zones, every time we came down, we've created a specific neckline. So remember yesterday I said to you guys, we need to get above this $57,000 level before we can invalidate this downward trend, right? Well, now guess what? We've got a smaller target, but that's 51k. What it's doing is creating these lower targets, but it's trending down. I mean, just look at this. I've seen people try and act all bullish about this, and I'm thinking, you've lost it. You've literally lost the plot, because you have no idea what's going on in this market. You have absolutely no idea what is going on in this market. Let me get on a daily to show you what I'm trying to say here. People are acting super bullish, trying to connect dots and say, well guys, look, you know, we've calmed down, we're about to break out, we're about to do this, look, we're going to have a trend breakout, we're going to do this and we're going to do that, right? Fair play. And I respect their bullishness, but you're a bigger bull and a better bull if you can buy around these zones. Instead of you being super bullish here and telling people that this is the zone to pick up, and then people are keep on going down. Now I'll tell you why I said this. There's a brother who actually called me today, and I found it quite disrespectful, very disrespectful. So he watches my show very infrequently. He watches another YouTuber frequently. He didn't understand something over there. He came for a second opinion to me. And he says, well, this guy said this. And I'm thinking to myself, sorry, say that again. He said, this guy said this. So why are you talking to me for? You call me, you're asking me. He's like, no, I just want your second opinion. I'm like, I only have one opinion, it's going down. I don't do second opinions. I don't change my mind every single day. I don't tell you guys, you know, yes, no, we're going up when I know we're going down. I don't tell you with my 500,000 subscribers that this market is going back up again only to pump this market. I'm going to tell you the bigger picture, which is, yes, look where we are and look what we've been doing. Even on a monthly, we've just been trending up. Yes, we are super bullish. Yes, we're going to continue with these movements. We're going to definitely go up where we need to go. But when we look at the bigger picture, we are coming to test this line at least. This 42k is going to be tested. Of course, some like to say, well, this one wicked down. Yes, fine. But we haven't tested this actual floor. We've got to test this floor. And we do have a nice little cushion area here from the 39 to 42, but we have to test that. Anytime, when we make moves, we have to test certain areas. When we had this breakdown, we had only this zone here, and I'll show you this. You're going to understand what I'm talking about. So when we were dumping down here, we had nothing in this area to give us confirmation of where we're going to go. We can only take a guess. And the only guess we could take was this zone here, right to the bottom of that last wick. Look. And what was all of that? Well, that was the exact bottom zone for this channel, for this to come and hit. And this was this one wick. So we do see that we have a similar situation here. And I'm getting fed up of talking about it. I see a similar situation here where this is that one zone that we need to come to. Yes, we wick down. So what? We haven't tested this zone yet. So be prepared. Yes, I'm super bullish. I'm always going to be bullish. But be prepared. Nothing's stopping it from coming down. Of course, if we start looking at some smaller time frames and we start talking about how, look guys, we haven't had too many red candles. Like, this is weekly, by the way. This is weekly. Look guys, we don't have too many red candles. When it's still in a bull market, yes, according to me, we are in a longer term bull market, right? But we had 2 weeks here. Yes, look, we're bouncing back again. No, we had 4 weeks here. We've been on a 4-week downtrend here. When do we see these kind of data? 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 3 weeks here. When do we see these? This bigger weekly data? When we're on a downtrend. On an uptrend, historically, you don't see as many reds in a row. Look, you just don't see it. When do you see it? On a downtrend. So if we are comparing data, rather than looking at these little areas here, just look at this. Everything here is suggesting this is gonna come and bounce in this particular zone at some stage or another. It's gonna do it. Everything, look, everything is suggesting it. So please be cautious. So my answer to the brother, when he did ask me, he says, oh, what shall I do? Should I buy or should I sell? I said, look, okay, as a brother, I'm going to give you one advice. Are you in profit? They said, yeah. I said, right, then sell, buy the dip. If you're at a loss, hodl. Hodl. You got to hodl for another 6 months. You do not sell for a loss, full stop. You do not sell for a loss, right? I've still got some altcoins that I'm at a loss. I'm not selling them, I've still got BTC from the 43, the last dip we had. I'm still hodling. Of course, I'm in profit, but I'm hodling, I'm hodling. Why not? I'll pick up the dips, I'll double up. Happy days. But yeah, it's sad, sad that somebody has to go to somebody else's channel, a big channel, by the way, 500,000 subscribers, and then come back to me and ask me a question. I'm thinking, seriously? Something's not right with you people. SM here. Hello, my brother. What's your thoughts on buying swap coins? What is swap coins? What do you think will happen when XRP K-cents? Nothing. If you think XRP is going to pump over to $100, $200, no. Listen, let me put it this way, Balls. Don't take this the wrong way. Let's go this way, right? Like in any industry, right? So whether it be mobile phone industries, computer industries, technology industries, anything, you always have a king. Someone is going to be crowned the king. They're going to be the best of the best. Like, for example, for mobile phones, we've got Apple, right? Currently crowned, even though they sell less products compared to Android, because Android is flooded the market, but it's still number one. So we know it is number one, right? I mean, actually, we can do even better. We can go one step better. Let's refresh this. So we know for mobile devices, this is the king, right? You can see, look, compared to even computers, this is still sitting at the king. Let's just use that, right? You can see, like, for browsers, you can see this is the king, right? So you can see each of these companies who's sitting there as a king. I mean, for car manufacturers, technically, Tesla is the king. Can you imagine that? You know, social media, graphic chips. Berkshire Hathaway, funnily, they invested in crypto as well. They're like one of the biggest hedge fund or asset fund managers out there. Yeah, they're there too, right? Tencent, come on, the biggest in China is here as well. JP Morgan, come on, why are we not surprised? Visa. So Samsung is also here as well. So what I'm trying to say here is you'll always have this one or two coins that are crowned the kings. King of something at least, right? We know BTC is the king of crypto. That's all it is. It's useless. It's absolutely useless, right? But it's the first. And it has the biggest dominance and it has the biggest amount of money connected to it. So we know this is the king. Forget this. This number one doesn't even come into this. Remember, this is nothing to do with this. Is just showing how much value here. But this is the king right now because of how much dominance it has. This has been crowned the king of a supercomputer. And we know things like Solana are trying to take over. At one stage, XRP was like the people's banking software. But what I've always argued is they've never done any upgrades. They've never done anything to bring in developers. They just kept a coin there. That's all they did. They just monetized on you. And then there's this massive army. Most of them, by the way, are bag holders. Most of those bag holders are holding a bag since $3.84. So it's sad to see these people wanting and hyping and doing everything. They're desperate. Remember the rules. Most people follow this actually. You don't sell for a loss. And they're at significant losses. Not only that, at one stage we went down to like 10-15 cents. And people are still trying to make money. And again, the hype started when they recovered a little bit, right? But people just assume this is just going to go to $100, $200. And I'm thinking, hold on, that's 100 billion tokens. Somebody help me here because I'm lost. 100 billion tokens. So if one token is worth $10, how much is that worth? That's $1 trillion. Wow. If one token becomes 100, that's like $10 trillion. Just do the maths. Guys, just go here, max supply, put it on your phone, put it on a calculator. Just do that and then tell yourself, ask yourself, is this feasible? Is this a realistic number? If it is, go for it. Stick around. Whether they win the case or not, I don't really care. I have zero love for anything, including this. Zero love. What am I in it for? To make the money. I'm not going to be a bag holder on anything. I'll tell you, today, if I see this thing flip a penny less than 47, a penny, I'm giving you this right now. If I see this thing, and I'll show you this, right, guys, I'm not joking. I don't joke about, I don't mess around, right? Look at this. This is that line. If it falls below, it says here 47,066. It drops a penny below 47, I'm out. Anything liquid I have, I'm out. Because then it's going to come to here. And if it does, why don't I pick it up? I'll get myself a $5,000 discount. Do you know what I mean? So this is the kind of a thing you've got to have. Zero emotion. What are you in it for? I'm not a BTC developer. I don't care. I haven't got any projects on BTC. I've tried to clone it a few times, but I've never done any work on BTC. I have no idea how to do it. When it comes to Ethereum, yes, I work with the smart contracts and all sorts of other stuff with companies who do all sorts of crazy stuff with smart contracts as well. But that's about it. I don't need Ethereum to do any work on smart contracts unless I'm deploying. I only need to pay the fees. That's about it. So again, I don't need to fall in love with this, even though I'm using the technology. Think about that, right? Unless I need to move $1 trillion, BTC to me is useless. Just make the money. And that's the whole idea. If you are an investor, you're in it for the money. Admit it, you're in it for the money. Don't fall in love with the coin and don't end up being a bag holder, because you are going to get destroyed. You will get destroyed. And it's sad, but that's the reality. That's what's going to happen. Wow, Ethereum's come back to test this neckline. Can you see this neckline? It's literally come back to test this neckline. If it fails, look, if it fails, there's nothing here to hold it. You know, if you want to use these micro little levels here, yes, but they're not significant. They're not strong enough. Where's the strongest one? Here. So when we look at this, we can see if this thing falls, yes, it's coming back down to this level here, coming back down to this 3K. You know, because we saw this strong data here, this strong bounce support resistance zone here. It's coming back here, you know. So if you understand the market, you know what's going on, be patient. It will always come back to you, you know. But XRP, just be careful. That's what I'm going to say if you are holding any XRP. Swap coin equals Dex's coin. Bro, I'm lost. I don't even know what you're talking about. Is there a coin called swap coin? Let me just check. There's safe swap, trust swap, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Are you talking about trust swap or anything? SM, tell me, what are you talking about? Or are you talking about decentralized exchange tokens? You know, if you're talking about a whole bunch of decentralized exchange tokens, then we can actually look at this. Where is it? Where is the DeFi gone? DeFi, right? If we start looking at decentralized exchange tokens, then there's so many. Each one has its own functions, right? Right, each one has its own functions. You know, forget the blockchain ones. These are blockchain ones. Forget that. Like Uniswap, it has its own function. But with Uniswap, there is one problem. They are not capped, right? So they are saying like, I think, what's that, 1 billion? But I don't think they hit that yet. And what they're doing is they're just printing it out and giving it as a reward for the users. Right, so pretty similar what we're doing as well. It's the same method actually. In fact, we're using some of their factory routers. Give me 1 second, guys. I got a cough. Sorry, guys, I had to cough. We've got so we're using some of their factory routers and everything. But as I said, these coins, they don't really have any other utility other than the fact that you're going to go and you're going to earn some from them. That's all it is. There's like kind of a dividend bearing, but other than that, they haven't really created the mechanism. Of course, newer projects, you know, like our project, and that we're doing something completely different. We said we fix the supply from the beginning, we make the supply available from the beginning, and then we start distributing. So we're going from in to out, and they're going from out to in, if that makes any sense. Which is kind of weird, but that's what they're doing. And this is one of the reasons why they don't really have much utility. They really haven't really put everything into there. I mean, I would love to work with Uniswap and probably advise them on what they can do to monetize on everything they have. But they haven't really created any value. And I think a lot of people realize this. So that's why they're dumping. And guess who's making the most amount of Uniswap on Uniswap protocol? The whales. So the small fish are just basically speculating. Well, the big boys are just dumping because of whatever free they got. So that's what's happening. I mean, a lot of these ones, I mean, some of these are blockchain ones, like Cake. What does that do? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. You don't need, for example, you don't need Pancake to use Pancake. You don't need Uni to use Uni. Do you know what I mean? There's just no utility. It's just stupid. Loopring, you don't need Loopring to use Loopring. Do you know what I mean? So please do understand this, that decentralized exchange tokens, unless they have some sort of a utility like a fee structure or something, majority of them don't actually do anything. DYDX, I believe they do have some sort of a function there where you can actually earn XYZ if you hold their token. That's a good method. More like a decentralized or autonomous organization, like a DAO, which is kind of the methodology we're using as well. So we're saying if you hold the token, the native token, you should be able to earn by default, right? Whereas in, you know, the other ones like Uniswap, PancakeSwap, they just literally reward it to you. They just print the coins out for free and just start dumping it on you. And that's what's going on. It's just like an infinite supply. It's just really annoying what they're doing actually. So, yeah, that's what I see for those ones. So just understand what it means. But as I said, you know, if we're talking about XRP and this and that, listen, you know, it will probably pump shortly, but I don't think XRP is going to go to any of those crazy numbers that a lot of people think it will. call it the hype juice. Obviously, if you're falling for the hype juice, sadly you are going to get wrecked, right? Because it doesn't really help many people. As I said, it is hype juice, full stop, right? If the market's going to go down, entire market's going to go down. If the market's going to go up, everybody's going to be up there. Ultimately, remember one thing: we're only 5% of the planet right now dabbling in crypto. Yes, so over time, when the other 95%, or even say even other 45% start to come into crypto, yes, the market's going to expand, and more new fresh money, right, are going to come into the crypto sphere. I call them fresh blood, because the fact is they're going to come in, they're going to buy your bags, and you're going to move on. Like tonight, as I said, if BTC goes to 47k, if it does, right, this is a big if statement. If this thing goes a penny below 47k, I'm going to be dropping my bags. I'm literally going to be dropping my bags to someone else. Can you imagine that? So whoever picks up my bags at 47, he'll be holding my bags for me to pick it back up at 42. Awesome. Paul says, yeah man, holding a bag. Can you look at a coin named SCOP? Balls, SCOP, we pumped and we dumped, bro. We were part of the launch. Yeah, we participated during the launch, and we had zero emotions, zero love. We pumped the whole thing. We did this pump, and then we dumped and we left. You know, I know some of the community members, they didn't exit. Sadly, they didn't exit, and this is one of the reasons why they're sitting here today. So we had this pump, we dumped. So I'm talking about this pump here, by the way. I'm not talking about here. I'm talking about this pump. We sold it around this dump here. A lot of us exited around here. We waited, and then some of us, so we took our initial money out, and then when this market came down again, we waited, and then the remainder of the coins we had, we started dumping here. So I remember we did do another spike, we dumped, and currently we're looking to pick up the dip. But again, if the market continues, this thing could continue. If the market doesn't continue, my brother, this is going to go down and stay down for a very long time. You know, this is the reality. A bear market will push these coins to 70-80% below whatever they are today. You know, so you can see this yo-yo where every time BTC or Ethereum shows a little bit of positiveness, money starts flying in, you know. But as soon as they flip a little bit, everything just leaves. So be very cautious. And I've been mentioning this yo-yo market since we were here. I'm not joking. Since we went to this particular level, I started telling people, I said, guys, we're inside a yo-yo market now. Now that we've done this, we've come back out of this. Watch how this market's going to go yo-yo. It's going to confuse the life out of you. You know, you're going to see 20, 30%, 40% pumps on some of these coins. But actually, the reality is they're 40, 50% already below where they're supposed to be. Right? They're below where they're supposed to be. So please do understand this, you know. I mean, you can see where we are right now. I mean, just look at this. You can see where we are right now. This is the BTC. I actually did some more extended drawings. Remember, I showed you a chart yesterday. This is one of those charts. And I tracked this neckline and this neckline, and I looked where we are. And this is literally bouncing on this trend. If it can break out of this, awesome. If it can't, we have a problem in our hands. Right? We have a problem, and there's only one reason why we have this problem, and I'll show you this problem here. This, if you take this from this particular zone here and just continue, or even if I want to use it this way, it doesn't make a difference. I know normally I would show this as a thing, but this is actually what's known as a broadening wedge. So the wedge itself is opening. Yes, it's coming down, but it's actually widening out. That unfortunately doesn't give us any data to say it's moving back up again. You know what I mean? And currently, as you can see, we're bouncing on these bottom levels. We are not getting back to invalidate these higher lows. So this low is higher than this low, right? We're trying to break this, but we're doing lower lows continuously. And we're still in full bear control, right? And yes, the biggest thing is yes, at any time here right now, we could easily flip back up, start becoming bullish. And I would love to see that. I would love to see that, but the current situation that we have in our hand is suggesting that it wants to come and it wants to test this, and I think it would be a very welcoming thing. It will be very welcoming. In fact, I'm going to say something, you're going to love this, right? If we can bounce around this level every day, like this, even like this here, that will create a massive, strong support zone. Because one thing we don't have around these levels, the lack of, right? I'm going to call it lack of, right? We have one situation here. There's really not much. If you look carefully, the only other area we have a lot of traffic is around this area here, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Just demonstrate this to you. If you just look at this area here, look, top, bottoms, we've got everything around here. So beautiful amount of traffic. But when you start doing the same thing around here, for example, there was really nothing here. If you look carefully, there was nothing here. Of course, we do have some here, and you can see that reflection showing exactly here. So if I just change the color of this one actually to yellow, right, so you can see how we do have this. This is why I think this would be really, really healthy if we started bouncing around here, because that support just got stronger. The ones we didn't have support, we left, and here we have a lovely strong support as well. This is one of the reasons why I'm betting on this, and I'm saying, like, let's see if we can get this. If this can happen, it should be awesome. And this could then flip the market back up. But don't look at these 1 hourly and think you're going to change everything. No. Don't look at this hourly, don't look at this 4 hourly. These data are insignificant. I don't care who draws what patterns on this and says to you guys, squeezes everything in and says, look guys, we're about to do a breakout. Yeah, no, we're not about to do a breakout. This time is not relevant. This is probably 1 day's worth of data. It's not good data. Absolutely not good data. Okay, so hope this kind of makes sense to you guys. But yeah, I've got some calls coming, so I'm going to go and check those calls out. But other than that, guys, look, most importantly, what I wanted to say, actually, this is it's so many things, right? This is the thing, I get sometimes taken off track. What I'm saying here is, look guys, if we do hit the 47, we are bound to go and touch this particular zone here, this particular area here. So just be cautious. Please be understanding that this is going to happen. The entire market will react like this. And if you are going to hold your crypto, then hodl. Don't worry too much about it. Relax. 6 months, maybe even 18 months, because we have had 18 months before. If we do go in a bear market, of course, if we reverse, you've got nothing to lose. You start making more money. But anybody who wants to get out now, right, well, this is your last call to get out. But remember one thing, getting out doesn't mean you might be able to pick up the dip, because the market could easily flip upside, right? Maybe the bulls want you to start panicking and selling so they can buy the floor. Maybe the bulls are just sitting here at that floor. So if you can't pick up before them, you got a problem. Like the other day, I have mentioned this as well, where I did have a buyout at the 40k, but we wicked down here. So only if I put it around the 41, 42, I would have probably picked it up, but I didn't. So this is the thing, when you play with the bulls and their, what their expectations are, if you think it's dumping, they'll pump it. If you think it's going to be pumping, they'll be dumping. They'll be doing always the opposite of you, because they want, whales basically. They want your money. They want your crypto, right? And they will be constantly doing this. So even here, if someone dumps their crypto and buys it back here, well, you can just see how many percentage more they will get if they drop this. They will make 12% more. Think about it. It's a brilliant tactic. You don't really need extra funds to do this. You dump, you pick up 12% more, pump up again, dump, pick up 10% more, 12% more, all day long. So easy, right? So Bowls, SCOP, remember my brother, SCOP, we talked about SCOP just a little while ago. All of these coins, a lot of these hype coins, extra hype, big marketing budgets, right? Yes, they're great, but don't panic. If you missed it, don't panic. Trust me, they're coming back. Those things are going to come back. SCOP probably under $1. And there's another dirty secret about SCOP, but I'm not going to talk about that. I don't want to talk about it. It's over now. But yeah, you know, they are going to come back, and of course I'll pick up SCOP a little bit more, you know, around the dollar or probably below the dollar. My target is below the dollar. I see SCOP probably going to 50 cents. Do you know what I mean? So that's where I'm going to have a buy order for that. Like, I've got BTC buy orders at the 30k level, even though I'm a bull, right? Ethereum is the only one I don't have a buy order about. It's because I've got enough, so I'm not really fussed about that. I'll tell you one coin I did actually dump today. Where is it? So I dumped a little bit because I've got a whole bunch of it, right? Let me see if I can find it. And I actually use it to pay my bills. So I had some bills I needed to pay. So what better coin to do it with than the one that pumped up to around here? So it was around $68-69 basically. I sold it, basically whatever liquid amounts I had, because I'm expecting this to basically possibly, if BTC also goes down, then this to come back down to this 56 level. I'll pick it up again and I'll climb it up again, you know, and while I've also paid my bills as well. Do you know what I mean? So it's just one of those kind of strategic thing. And of course, if it doesn't, I'm not bothered, because I picked up Luna at a very, very cheap rate, and I do have a nice little stash that I've locked up. So I have portfolios that I play with, like, are liquid, and then there's portfolios that I don't play with, which are locked, you know. So the locked ones are still there, so I'm not that fussed about those. But I can see this kind of bouncing within this zone, and I'm like, okay, so this zone to me is, this is the top, this is the bottom. If you're going to bounce within this line, then I can sell anytime around these levels or the top high as possible, and then pick it up again and constantly monetize on this, make, you know, this 7-8%, 9%, 10%, continue moving up. So that's what I'm doing. You're probably looking, I'm just charging my device over there, guys. But yeah, other than that, look, market, one of the other things I want you guys to keep an eye on is this total market cap. This total market cap is bloody bearish. Absolutely bearish. Every day we've been dipping down. I mean, look at this, 2.2 trillion. We're bleeding out. We are absolutely bleeding out. And if you look carefully, right now where we are is just this particular area. We've got some support from here, but once we break this, there's nothing until here. And that's giving me an indication this market could easily come down here, but that's going to be a strategical move by the whales, because if the whale dumps here, all he has to do is catch it back here. And he's made a massive difference here, massive gain in his crypto, whatever it is, 17-18%. That's a lot of money. So think about that, guys. Think about that. And that's the purpose of today's video, actually. It's just, guys, I'm going to warn you guys that yes, it's coming. This is probably going to be my last warning. Of course, I'll do a few more, but the point is, I just want to let you all know what I think is going to happen and what I will be doing. And as I said, I'm going to be doing it on BTC. So I'm not even talking about alts. Alts, I did it at 54k when we dropped below 54, which was down here somewhere, 54k. I dumped all my alts, or majority of my liquid alts. And today I'm about to dump all my BTC if this goes below 47, so I can buy the dip around here and then continue with life. So I don't want you guys to say he didn't tell us. No, I am telling you exactly what I'm doing, you know, and exactly how I'm moving with this market, basically. So, you know, at 47, I'm better off just dumping it, sitting on some USDT, and then move on and buy some more dips. Bubble. How you doing, my bubble? I know bubble comes here only for e-gold, and right now bubble is the same story. There's no point looking at e-gold as well, my brother. We broke the channel. Look, we broke the channel, and you know what this means, right? I've talked about this before as well. I said, look, if this breaks the channel, then this thing needs to find support, and the only area of support it's currently got, and we're looking at strong, right? Strong support are like this little necklines here. This is probably the only zone I can see with the best amount of support right now. If you look carefully, you will notice this particular zone here is like the only other area of support, which is, you know, from high, it's very low. We're looking at $188. you know what I mean? Of course, any one of these areas could be, but it looks more likely it wants to come down here. And this is a sign that, yes, guys, the bear market's in. Bear market's in. In fact, I just noticed something else actually. If I do look at the previous high and use this, then this is suggesting something different, which is quite awesome actually. So we do have a lot more data here. This is suggesting 242. So some good news amongst all of the bad news. But remember, it's not bad news. It's all about how much patience you got, what your strategy is. Are you hodling or are you trading? You know, what are you doing? So for me, as I say, you know, I'm in it for the money. I'm focusing on the money. That's it. Any coin I'm not focusing on the money, that's a different story. I lock them away. I don't even keep them on an exchange. Do you know what I mean? So if I'm gonna hold this thing and I plan to hold it for XYZ amount of time, I don't want to be holding it in an exchange, because then I'm tempted to sell it. So, you know, very small amount in the exchanges, and of course man's got to pay his bills, right? Remember, I don't get paid, so for me, I got to pay my bills from this stuff, you know. So that's why I always carry a small amount of liquid asset in the exchanges, so if and when needed I can sell and buy whatever I want. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing. So guys, I hope you guys have a good one. Good dip, buy the dip, right? But yeah, as I said, just make your mind up. I've been asking you guys to do this for the last few days as well. So guys, just make your mind up, decide what you want to do. But if there is a coin that you're seeing all these hype and this and that, and if the market is going down, patience, you are going to get this discounts. You know, I've seen people start panicking. I've seen big boys panicking as well, right? Because they know this market's doing the complete opposite. Yes, you see whales buying, institutions buying, right, or announcing they are buying, but the question remains is why? What are they buying? Remember, they're not buying like you and I are with our own money. They're buying with company funds, institutional funds, whatever loan money they got. So yeah, they can boast how much they bought it for, or if they bought the top, if they're not bothered paying it, like Michael Saylor, he got it at negative interest rates. He's not bothered even if he doesn't pay the loan, right? He's still got the BTC. Do you know what I mean? So end of the day, when you see situations like that, you got to really assess it for what it is. He didn't pay for it. Do you know what I mean? He didn't pay for it. I mean, when Elon Musk announced they bought it, he didn't pay for it. His company paid for it. So the reality is something else. These guys, they haven't paid for it. They don't have the money to pay for it. If they did, trust me, they'll be completely differently, and they will be in our shoes as well. You know, when a company buys it, if a company has a loss, company just strikes it off as a loss. Do you know what I mean? So please do understand, let's not fall into the hype. Yes, Michael Saylor bought it, awesome. Yes, Elon Musk bought it, awesome. But they didn't buy with their own money. So they do not have the same emotion as we do. And their purpose of buying was completely different. And if they make any losses, they still hold the Bitcoin. They can offset the losses against their companies. For them, it's a win-win. Doesn't matter what price they buy. That's the reality. So please do understand this. So for us lot who are in this game, we got to kind of get rid of the noise and look at the market for what it is and be real with ourselves and say, look, yes, whatever's coming is coming, you know, be real, and as long as this market continues, yeah, everything is healthy, you know. So patience. I mean, even this, look at this. If you use this 3 points, 1, 2, 3 points here, this is the trend line. Even this has become a trend line. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Give you this. Interesting. So this is a trend line as well, and this trend line is saying we could easily come and bounce at 45. Interesting. So I know where I'm going to put my buy order. Other than that, guys, like, share, subscribe. I'll catch you on another one very soon. I'm not going to make this long. I've got plenty of other stuff I need to do, especially Paradexes. A lot of updates and everything coming. I actually almost had a fallout with the guy who built the website for me. Well, well, I say guy, but he's a friend. Had a fallout with him. It's like, I can't do this. I was like, dude, I'll just do it myself. Do you know what I mean? So right now I'm busy, creating all the pages and everything. So yeah, let's see what happens. But other than that, guys, just stay calm. As I said, make your mind up what you're gonna do. Set your orders up. Because remember, I'm not a bear. So, but if I'm acting bearish now, there's only one reason for me to be a bigger bull, and that means me to buy the dip and move forward. Also, someone else mentioned as well, everyone's talking about buying the dip. The more we talk about buying the dip, we are going to see the dump. So we might as well just dump and just pick up the dip in one shot. Happy days. So that's what's going to happen. Stay calm. Stay calm. Remember, nothing goes up straight. Whatever goes up must come down, and when it does come down, you got to be able to execute. And of course, in the last few days to a few weeks, I hope everybody that's new to the crypto sphere, that's heard me say the first time, like, take your initial out, and everyone thought how insane I am for saying it, when people are saying you could make 1,000% gain, 100x. Why does this guy say take your money out when you double your money? Well, I hope a lot of you guys have now understood that what the whole method means, and how you're going to stay a lot more happier if you did follow that rule. So yeah, I mean, pick your coin, stick to your coin, don't marry the coin. Right, end of the day, don't marry the coin. Make the money, get the fuck out, full stop. That's it. Other than that, like, share, subscribe, guys. I'm going to catch you on another one very soon, and we'll talk a little bit more. We'll spend a lot more time and move on with this.